So Assaf, thank you first of all so much for joining us, for being
You're very
here.
welcome.
We really appreciate it. And guys, so that everything that you heard there, all of the music that is surrounding the VOCE NOVA voices are the handiwork of this awesome man. And we are so privileged to be able to work with Assaf and bring
As am I, you guys.
all these amazing ideas that we all have to life.
You know, VOCE NOVA, it's all about bridging the luxury of opera and bringing the excitement of pop and bridging and giving them together to really customize it for our clients to really take their event or whatever special occasion they have to the next level and make their audience feel a certain way. I think every event is such an important, and for that person, it's a very important event, and they wanted to make it special. So being able to understand what are their needs are, what are the outcomes, what kind of goal they're reaching to achieve in that event, it's very, very crucial, and asking the right questions. So we always sit down with the client or with the specific producer that's producing this whole entire thing, event planner, if it's a wedding, if it's a corporate event, if it's a ceremony, if it's working with a nonprofit. Every client is completely different, have completely different needs, and really asking the right questions. It's very, very important. And then we're kind of going to the place where we know what is the specific message and trying to take that and bringing it to Assaf and figure out a way how we can bring it through our music.
Right. So, you know, what we do is we speak to the event producer or whatever. We try to figure out, a lot of events love having, themes around them. If they need anything included, like any branding, any shout outs to VIP guests, do they need MC services? So it's very important. The customization side of events is extremely important. That's why we love working with Assaf, because he is so open to any idea that we throw at him, and he comes back with some great ideas. And I'm sure that the reason for it is because Assaf, I'm sure you've had some very interesting themes and requests thrown at you by event producers in the past.
I love that. I love that. The first reaction is like, what? I mean, what are you talking about? He doesn't know anything about anything. But then when you kind of think of it and you have to, it's a challenge. You have to make it work.
So having this discussion prior to the event, let's say 2 months, 3 months, it's ideal. But
3 months at least, yeah.
Yes. So we can really have the time to work on the arrangement, work on the specific, choosing the song. Maybe you have a specific song you want, and you want us to ingrain the name of the company, or learning a specific song in a specific language, no problem. That's not a problem. We just need to have it ahead of time. And we're kind of going back and forth to really see if the clients likes what we have so far, to know that we are in the right path.
Yeah, it's the brainstorming part.
The communication always throughout beginning to end is very crucial for us, to make sure our clients are super, super happy, and their audience have no idea what's coming their way when we're there. So it's very exciting.
So then when we have all the songs and the ideas kind of, in a clearer kind of, not done yet, but a clearer idea of what's going on, then we bring Assaf into the mix. And then we do more brainstorming together, and we share ideas about how we envision these songs in the show. And what we love to do, and again, we are so happy that Assaf, and that's also part of the reason why we decided that Assaf was going to be the right person, is because he is so open to these crazy ideas that we have. And we always look, because VOCE NOVA brings something different. We are both classically trained singers, but we also have a lot of experience on stages doing, performing pop. And it's a different thing. It's not this like park and bark situation, as we call it, just stand and sing. It's connecting with an audience and giving and bringing in the energy that we're looking for. And so we always look for unique ways to bring a twist to every song. we combine different genres and musical cultures to something that would surprise the audience, and that's really important to us. I remember sending sending Assaf and Natalia like a little voice memo. I'm like, wait, I had this idea. The next step is, so Assaf sends us a piano guide and for the track. So then Natalia and I get together in my place and we record scratch vocals, which are then sent back to Assaf, who starts adding the instruments all around them. Now, let's talk a little bit, Assaf, about just the process of creating the instrumentation. When do you use live instruments and what are the alternatives usually?
I'll tell you what. I won't lie, it depends on the budget the client has, but other than that, it also depends on timing. And like when I do commercials, like the world of commercials, everything is like from now to now. Like they call you in an hour, you have to have something, and you don't have the time to send it to like or like bring to the studio like real instruments and record it. So you just have to know your shit really well and have great like VSTs and stuff. And so I usually do that. But when I work on a record for an artist, then I take the time and I listen and I try everything I can. And once I know, sometimes like a fake instrument would sound better in a certain track than a real instrument, even if I have the budget and I have a great like instrumentalist, great player, and I won't bring him by choice. But so it's very different. It depends on the project.
Cool.
The music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, all our tracks, whenever we are performing, if there is a specific performer, another one that is add on to the DJ, if it's an electric violin, or there's a specific trio of strings or whatever, it's so cool. Everything is buildable. You can build on top of the tracks we have already, whatever you want. So it's always that combination of understanding who are the performers in that specific event, seeing how we can collaborate to really maximize the experience for our clients and for the guests. And also in terms of the budget, as you said, sometimes it doesn't really important to bring a live instrument, and you can have a good quality sound that will give the same effect using your computer and software. So that's true.
Yep.
Okay, so next, as Assaf keeps working on the tracks, we keep in touch, of course, and he checks in with us periodically to make sure that the product is realizing the vision that we were all talking about. And of course, making sure that this is, since we are the ones who are usually in contact and direct contact with the client, with the event producer, make sure that we're all, on the same page. Once we're all happy with the tracks, he sends them to us again so we can record another round of vocals, this time having the full orchestration available and allowing us to really feel out what the final product would sound like on stage. Then lastly, if the client or producer requests it, we can send these scratch vocal versions for their final approval, to make sure that, they can hear it. And then of course we do everything live when we go on stage. Depending on the number of songs required for by the client and the time of the year, because of course there are times that are more, busier than others, this process can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. I know that there are people who are watching us who are from our professional network as well. So that's information that's good for you guys to know. I personally love this process. It allows us for so much creativity, and no Voce Nova show has been the same. Everything's been different, which is really exciting because every client has you know, their own idea for the event. Some songs that we added, some songs, you know, that were added from our existing repertoire, some things that we've added along the way. So it's really really great. So Assaf, how do you feel about the process, and what is your favorite part of producing a Voce Nova show? And I also see that Lisa is asking, which Voce Nova track did you have the most fun producing?
Oh.
Okay, so let me think about it. I think it has to be Libiamo. It was so crazy, like thinking of how to break all the classical thing into a Moroccan beat was something I had so much fun doing. I think well, it has to be like, it's not a part of the process. It's like you have that moment when you feel like you figured something out. Like when you work on an arrangement or production, I'm sure that if other producers are watching us right now, they know what I'm talking about. It's like you have that moment. Oh, well, not always. Sometimes things go smooth, but you have a lot of the time these moments that you feel like I suck. I'm like the worst producer in the world, and then you figure it out and everything comes to you. That's like the golden moment when you feel like heaven is listening and you got it, you nailed it. You know that now it works and it sounds great, and you just like and then I send it to you and I get the feedback.
Wow, I love that answer. I love that answer.
Yeah. I remember every single we had around 7 songs, and every time you send us the playback, my mind will be like, I remember walking in the street, like listening to song, like, oh, like people thought I'm crazy. It's just like, I remember the experience, me listening to this first time, and every time I perform, I remember like, this is new for people when they did listen, and even that Libiamo, when we broke to the Moroccan beat, people were losing their minds, their jaws were on the floor, their eyes were wide open, and this is the priceless moment why I love the Voce Nova project so much, because it's the element of surprise. It's really the rules, and people are everywhere we perform, never mind what demography, what place in New York or Brooklyn or LA, or everybody reacted the same. And this is the power of music, because no matter who you are, where you come from, you will react to music if it really makes you feel something.
That's
Amen to that.
True. That's 100% true. So Assaf, first of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Can you tell everyone where they can find you online? If they're looking for a producer, if they're looking to hear your own original music, where can they find you?
Well, I'm listed under my name here on Facebook and Instagram. Also my YouTube channel, and that's about it.
You are everything. Thank you so much for inspiring, for leading, for creating with us this magic called Voce Nova. And guys, if you want to experience this magic, call us.
Yep, definitely.
Call them.
There's, VoceNova.com. Go on there, check it out. There are videos, there are all these things. Everything is produced musically by this man. So Assaf, thank you so much for joining us. I know you gotta go. We'll let you go and we'll sign out. Thank you very much, Assaf.
Bye-bye.
Have any questions, specific questions, if you have an idea for an event that I know right now things are kind of weird, but also we might do a virtual performance. That's kind of like a way for us to perform as well right now. Don't hesitate to ask. There's always a room for conversation. You're never wasting our time, so make sure you're emailing us, make sure you're calling us. We're gonna, trust me, everything is possible, everything is feasible, and in the budget, hopefully, that you have. So
Julia is asking, do we perform Caruso? The answer is we perform anything that is asked by the client. So the answer is yes, 100% yes.
Everything. everything. And this is the beauty that we able to sing opera. If you're looking to have in your event something a little bit more high-end, you want it to be put together, we do that as well. We do classical arias and duets. And since I'm a soprano, Gilad is a tenor, but we are, in terms of our range, we can sing anything. This is where it gets interesting. We can also sing rock and pop, and makes them an amazing performance. They're going to feel seamless. It's not going to feel like completely different people. In a seamless way, guys, it's really exciting. So
again, check out our website. On the media page, you have some different videos. You can see what it looks like live. Of course, there's the reel as well from live performances, so you can look at that and see what we do. And again, the whole idea for having Assaf is that we can create anything for you. And it's a very exciting creative process for us. So we really love it. So guys, when you go to our website, on the bottom, you can sign up to our mailing list. We send them out very periodically, but you can actually receive a special video release to your email that is not available to everyone.
Thank you so much. Check out our website. We look forward to seeing you. Please keep commenting if you're seeing it later. We are very happy to talk about any of your questions next time. And have a wonderful rest of your weekend.